How's it going, Beverly? How are you today? What's up, Clayton? How are you? That's good. Good. Glad to hear that. That's right. That's right. I haven't been on in a while as far as alive. So I appreciate you jumping in there, man. Um, I just want to show off some of what's bad is when you go to the tackle store and the bait monkey grabs you before you get out of the store. That's what happened to me today. I had some lures that I had ordered, and unfortunately, I've been busy and I hadn't been able to get around and get over there and get them. And so I told my daughter, I said, just sit tight. I'll be in and out 5 minutes. 5 minutes in and out. 13 minutes. So, but it's all right. I mean, it is what it is. So, um, hoping maybe some more people would come in and I'll show what the bait monkey got me. Yeah, yeah, she timed me. Mainly, I'm mainly after bass. Mainly, I will fish for crappie, and I'll fish for crappie, and I'll fish for if I get a hankering, I'll fish for brim. But that's mainly it right now. It's just let's do this right here. Oh, gotta move it over a little bit. Mainly bass and some brim and crappie. Not a big catfisher. Never have been really. I've had more luck catching bass. I mean, catching catfish on bass lures than I have actually targeting catfish. So I just don't target catfish much. It's a lot of there's a good catfish holes around here to fish. I just I'm just not into it. So um, uh, I have fish below the dams for you know stripe and you know stuff like that, but mainly target bass. I've always uh, been a bass guy. That's and yeah. I mean, I probably could get into catfishing and stuff like that, but right now I'm after bass. I keep 90% of the time I keep my crappie stuff with me in the boat. That way if the opportunity arises, I'll catch some panfish or I'll go crappie fishing. It just depends. You know, depends on how the bass are doing. Mainly go crappie fishing if the bass are not biting. But I'll throw out there and catch some brim from time to time. And actually, it's funny. The biggest brim I've caught lately was actually on a bass lure. It was throwing a drop shot. Caught a big chunky brim, big bluegill. I'll have to put that video up one of these days. So my daughter caught it on video. We were fishing. I'm trying to think, back in May of last year. Hey, Erica. And I was like, I got one on this drop shot. And I thought, man, it's probably a little small bass, but it's not as a big bluegill on a drop shot. So it's pretty funny. This is pretty funny. It was funny. I was like, oh, it's a little bass. No, it's not a bass. It's a bluegill. At work, hiding in the office. Yeah, well, I've had my time at the office today. Be back in the morning. Well, let's see. Are you still there, Erica? Erica's my daughter, my oldest daughter. She's off at college, as we like to say, college. I've got a couple of new. Let's leave it for a piece, please. I got you, man. Hey, people need to do their job. Do their job. That's what they get paid for. Not you. I got some new lures today that I told myself I'm going to fish more of these this year, just because they're good baits. They produce. I've just never invested in them. I guess that's a bad choice of words. I guess I've never really thrown them. So I thought, well, new year, new me. So I'm gonna start throwing some bigger swim baits. You can't catch big fish without the big swim baits, and that's that's the way I look at it. The bigger baits get you bigger fish. So I've been throwing some smaller, 3.5, 4-inch swim baits, single swim baits on jig heads. I wouldn't say it's confidence as much as I was being tight with money and didn't want to spend it. But these lures are made local to my area. The tackle store is Scottsboro Tackle Company. It's in Scottsboro, Alabama. And I had originally ordered, well, where did my chick magnets go? I ordered some chick magnets. It's the new Strike King Andy Morgan designed crankbaits. Thin square bills. I ordered these, I think last week, maybe either last week or, yeah, it was last week because I tried to go down this weekend and I waited too late and they were closed. But I got me a, let's see, this one is the Fire Crawl Chick Magnet. And I got the Sexy Shad Chick Magnet. And so these are $9.99 a piece. So might as well say $10. And they got the card, what do they call that? Motherboard type square bills lips. Well, they really get these in there good. These run down about 4 to 6 feet, depending, pretty much on your retrieve. But they got a number 4 shank hook on it. I don't know why this thing is so tough. I'll try to get it out. I'm going to have to use a pair of scissors. Yes, sir. I have. Now, I'm not. Well, I haven't went swimming, but I have definitely waded out in the water when I was bank fishing before. I did that last year before I got my boat. Yeah, this is a pretty good little bait right here. It's thin profile, as you see. It's that good fire crawl color that's going to be firing up here in a few weeks. Thin profile. That's the Chick Magnet from Strike King. It's they're new. See that motherboard type bill. I'm excited about that. I'm going to throw that some this weekend. Put that back in the package. Of course, the Sexy Shad is the same. I mean, it's the same crankbait, just different colors. So, the Chick Magnet, Andy Morgan designed. So, going to be trying that out this weekend. And that bait monkey. Man, I should have just walked up to the counter and got the stuff I ordered and turned around and walked out. But the bait monkey got me. These Profound Outdoors, the Azuma Shaker Z knocks. That's their 5/8 of an ounce, 2 5/8 inch lipless cranks. I got one in Silver Night, Purple Haze. I think Purple Haze is one of their best colors. It's got that purple. I don't know if you can really tell. It's got that purple hue to it. Crankbait with a rattle trap shape. Yes, sir. That's exactly what it's like. So I got 2 of the, for some reason I got line right there. I got 2 of the Azuma Shaker Z knocks and 5/8 of an ounce. So I got 2 of them. I got the Silver Night and the Purple Haze. So I got 2 of those. That's your traditional lipless. And then I got the Heavy Z Azuma, and that's just their 3/4 of an ounce version. So, of course, this is in the good old the Spring Fling. So this one, and let me get rid of that. I gotta. There we go. Yeah, it's got that shad shape. You can get in real trouble with a shad. But yeah, these 2, I want to have this one tied on and the Shaker Z, Heavy Z. Have the Heavy Z tied on and the Chick Magnet. But I have caught fish in there. Yes, in this area, because that'll be the color that the fish are, honing in on for the crawfish are starting to emerge, and that's the color. So I ended up getting that. I had already ordered these and paid for these. So then I had these, and as I was fixing to check out, see, Scottsboro Tackle recently teamed up with Yum on offering the Flash Mob Junior, the A rig, with 5 of their swim baits and their jig heads. So, of course, I had to grab one. I love their stuff. I love Scottsboro Tackle Company's products. They're local, veteran owned, and their swim baits are very good. So this has got the Flash Mob Junior in it. It's got 5 of their 8-ounce jig heads with 3/0 hooks and 5 of their Scottsboro swim baits. So I got the package with the, I don't know if you can really tell with the camera, but it's the white and silver swim baits. I got that. And this is what I'm really excited for. I'm really excited for these 2 swim baits. Of course, I haven't ever tried these before. I've tried bigger swim baits, soft plastic swim baits, but I've never fished with a line through swim bait. And so I picked up this is the Tennessee Shad 5-inch line through. Comes with a treble hook. And it's, all you got to do is run your line through there and tie your treble hook up. I watched their videos on these, and the action that it has is awesome. So I've got that one, and I ended up splurging and getting the 6-inch too. This is the Old Smoky in 6-inch. It's a 6-inch swim bait with a treble hook also. These are owner treble hooks. Swim baits are hand poured at their facility, so that's supporting local tackle companies too. Profound Outdoors is a Timmy Horton with their company. And I like to support the local people as much as I can, and I've got an old A rig. When I say old, it was when they first come out 15 years ago. I really don't remember. It's old. I mean, it's really old. It's an old A rig. So, man, I just don't throw them a lot. It didn't fish my fishing style. So I thought, well, I'll go ahead and get one. So that was an early birthday present, but I really did need the. I needed to try. I needed to step out and try different techniques and get away from the old stuff that I'm used to doing, and try different things. So I've got a Bass Slingers 1v1 duel Saturday. So right now I really want to throw the big one at the lake that I'm fishing in, but I probably won't. I'm probably going to wait. I might throw the 5-inch. Hey, what's up, Big Matt? You snuck in here and I didn't see you, buddy. How are you? Plan on targeting a white bass? Yes, I do. Now I'm giving you a tip of how we catch them on the Tennessee River, or how I've caught them. Just a straight jig head with a white grub, 3.5, 4-inch white grub. I've always caught white bass with that. Another thing, like a 1/4 ounce rooster tail, white rooster tail, chartreuse rooster tail. I've always caught them with that too. So those are two good white bass baits in my opinion. You can't go wrong with a spoon either, a small casting spoon. So I'll admit I don't target white bass all that much, but in my history of fishing, I've caught them on that. I've caught them on a white fluke, a Zoom fluke, Texas rig weightless. You know, I've caught them on that. Of course, I've caught them on lipless crankbait too. You know, just about anything that you can catch a largemouth on, a white bass is going to hit it too. So, you know, it's not, it's not really species specific, I'd say, because I've caught, like I said, I've caught bigger catfish on bass lures than I have actually targeting catfish with live bait or stinky bait. As you can say, stink bait. But yeah, that's a little rundown on my haul there. I didn't intend to go in there and buy a bunch of new stuff, just mainly because I just wanted to grab these crankbaits and get out of there. Of course, Sabiki Rigs. No, I've to be honest, I've never used one. I have never used one. There's always a first time for everything, so I may have to try that sometime. But no, I've never run a Sabiki rig. I tell you what, I have done. I have doubled up with some like if I was crappie fishing, I have ran two crappie jig heads on the same line. I've doubled up on them, but I've never actually ran a Sabiki rig. So can't help you there, man. I'm sorry. I got out of fishing for a long time. And in that time, I mean, a lot of things have changed since I fished, as much as I used to. So, it's just getting back into everything and, techniques come and go. The problem is, especially around here, the fish have seen it, and I'm a firm believer that they get accustomed to lures. They get accustomed to what they've seen. And especially on the small lake that I spent a lot of time fishing on, you've got to change it up. And you got to show them something that they hadn't seen yet. So that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping the chick magnet is going to be something a little different profile. I don't think people are going to throw these big swim baits there. Maybe not, but I know there's big fish there. I mean, just last year they shocked up big fish, and big fish were caught. But you know what they say, it takes big baits to get big fish. What's up, Cranking and Yanking? Thanks for stopping in. How are you this evening? It's all good. Just wondering because my buddy told me to do it, but I've never seen him catch a fish. That's the part that sometimes you have to kind of look out for, somebody giving you advice and they ain't never caught a fish. But hey, look, there's Paul Man.
I understand.
Oh, I'm sorry, Siri. Paul Man jumped in here. Paul Man's over catching them big old North Carolina fish. That's a good one on your short. I'm hoping to catch. I'd like to catch at least 5 of those Saturday. I'll take 5 of those. Those are good. That's a good fish, man. Pardon my ignorance if I didn't say it, but what was you fishing with, Paul, man? Throwing a trap. Yes, sir. That's what I'm going to be doing Saturday. I don't know if you caught it or not, but I got a haul in from. I went to my local tackle store today to pick up some. I don't know if you've seen them. These are the new. Well, they've been out a couple of years now. Have they? I forgot when. Gotta look it up real quick. I know they've been out for a few years now. Anyway, the Azuma Shaker Z. Have you heard of those? From Profound Outdoors. This one's sort of similar, but this one's got the gold on it right there, but it's silver with a black back. I'm definitely going to throw this one this weekend and this one. I don't know if they're probably if the crawls. I'd like to see some in the water and see if they've turned colors yet. But this one's going to be tied on for sure, and that silver, the silver, and well, they call this one Silver Night. So I'm definitely going to have that one tied on. So, yeah, they're. I've been throwing their crankbaits. They're deep diving crankbaits. So they had these in stock, and you know how it is, man. You go by there and the bait monkey grabs you and buy me. So, okay, I'll buy you. So I'm going to try those. I lost one the first time I used one, first cast. That hurt. So I'm thinking it was close to the same size as the might have been the same one as the Silver Night, but I'm not sure. But that, and I've got, let's see here. These come out this fall. The Chick Magnet. It's a I don't know if you've seen them, Paul, man. It's got the profile of a lipless, thin, flat-sided. But it's got this. It's got that motherboard, circuit board type lip, and so of course it's got rattles. It's got a good rattle in it. So I think it's going to have a really good action. It's got a different action. It's a little bit different than a normal square bill. So that's I've got that one. That's going to be on. That's definitely going to be tied on Saturday. I'm hoping to get out there because I'm doing a bass slingers duel. I'm hoping to get out there, catch me 5 good ones, and get out of there. I'd like to go watch Alabama play Baylor in basketball this weekend. Yes, sir. Around here, late January, late January, early February, toward the end of February, that fire craw, that's the color. So that's my main target for Saturday. I'm definitely going to be throwing that because last Saturday, not this last Saturday before last, the lake I was fishing at, I was catching them on a XR25. I was catching them on an old XR25. These Excalibur. I had a bunch of these back in their heyday in the mid 2000s. But I caught all my fish except for one last week on the blue and chrome color of this. Of course it's still tied up on my rod out there in the garage, but that's a 10 what? I mean, I don't know how old this is. These are old. I mean, they're early 2000s. Just they're a premium now. I mean, these were back in the day you could get these $5, $6, $7 a pop, and now to find them in the box is just ridiculous. But I got a good deal on those, and it caught 7 of my 8 fish Saturday. And the biggest fish come on a jig, which I'm not mad at that. 20 plus especially for the 50s. I got 325s for less than for about $15 a piece. So I think I come out like a bandit on those. But the weather was terrible the last Saturday that I went out. 2 weeks ago it was raining. It started raining as soon as I got there. So perfect trap day. I just got cold and wet because my rain suit's too little. If I'd have had a good rain suit and some rubber shoes, I'd have stayed out there probably the rest of the day. I mean, I was catching fish. I don't mind fishing like that when I'm catching them, but if I'm not catching them, I'm not going to stay out there that too long. Especially just basically those duels are just fun tournaments, just something to do. But I like my little lake. I like my lake that I'm using for the duels. I'm pretty sure, and I'm probably going to jinx myself, cross my fingers, but I'm pretty sure if I fish that lake in every duel, I'm going to catch 5 fish. Now I may not have enough length to win my duel, but I'm going to have 5 fish. I'm not going to have a limit on the duels from that lake. What I'm hoping is that eventually I'll find me a good kayak or a flat bottom boat, because that lake is untapped whatsoever. There's some standing timber back in the back. Talk about pitching a jig, throwing a jig in there. Man, I guarantee you there's some big mamas back in there in that standing timber. So yeah, I got to find me a little flat bottom or a kayak. I'd love to have a kayak. I really would, but I've only had my boat about 5 or 6 months now, and I'm definitely got to get my boat out some more, like Crankin said. I haven't had my boat out since since New Year's Day so far, and that was my New Year's resolution, was to get the boat out more and fish more. But um, this I'm loving this little lake that I've been allowed to fish in. So that's my dual lake, and I'm not fishing there any other time except for duels. And um, you know, the first time I fished it, it was cold, very cold. It was like 37 degrees, and the wind was blowing out of the north, gusting 15, 20 miles an hour. And I ended up catching, I think it was upper 60s. Might have been low 70s. I have to go back and look. And then the last duel, I had, I have to look it up and see. I don't remember off the top of my head. I just know it was, let's see here. Let me see here. I'll go back over here. So bear with me just a minute. 17-foot nitro. Oh man, I've got a. It's funny you say you got a nitro. I've got a Tracker Protein 175 TXW, 17.5 foot with a 60 horse 4-stroke Mercury, and I don't know if I've got a video out, but I need to go ahead and do that video. I need to get that video put up. But I had I had probably 3.5 foot rollers, and I've fished the Tennessee River since I was a kid, but there's one thing about it: when the wind is like it is, and now there was a wind advisory. I had no business being out there. Matter of fact, I was the only truck and boat there, and this place is usually covered up. And like in the summertime, in the spring, it'll be covered up. But I was literally the only truck and boat there. Had no business being there whatsoever. Actually, it's pretty stupid of me to go out there knowing that there was a wind advisory that was going to start at a certain time, and they were calling for 25-mile-an-hour winds with like 30-mile-an-hour gusts. So what I do, let's load the boat up, let's go fishing. But it for what it is, I mean, if you can get out of the wind, you're fine. But my trolling motor is just a 55-pound thrust. I definitely want to change trolling motors. I want to find me a good trolling motor, and I may bump it up to a 24 volt. Really thinking highly about converting over to a lithium, 24 volt lithium, and that way. That way I can go, step up to a 24 volt system, and not sacrifice the weight and having to put an extra battery in the boat. Paul Man says, "Come on, y'all! Not made for big water. I fish a 9-foot prowler almost everywhere in good weather, of course." Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to post some. Matter of fact, I think I'll post one tonight as a short. I'll do some shorts of me in that rough water. And back in July, was it June or July? There was a bass slingers tournament that I fished in, and I had to run about 10 miles in 2 and 3 foot rollers. It like to beat me to death. I'm a big boy, and that was against me too. But I guess I got comfortable fishing this small little public lake that I've been fishing in. I got out there on the big water, and it was a little different. So let's see here. Let's see here. Well, trying to find my results from my last duel. I dueled Andy Woods in the Bass Slingers. Oh yeah, perfect little cranking boat. See, I want something like that. That would be perfect for this little lake that I'm talking about. Let's see here. All right, so the last duel, I had 5 fish. My biggest fish was 15 inch, but I had a 15 inch, 14 and a half, 13 and a quarter, 12 and 3/4, and a 12.25. So I ended up with 67.75 on 5 fish. Cold, rain. I ended up winning because the person I was dueling didn't get to fish. But yeah, that little prowler or like a bass buddy, um, a small 12, 10-foot flat bottom, something like that would be perfect for this lake. I'm gonna pull it up here. Let's see here. How do I do this without jumping off the chat? Come on. That way I don't give away my spot. All right. There we are. There's my baby. All right, so let me do this right here. All right, so I'm gonna let me get back over here. All right, so here is the lake that I'm fishing my duels in. Um, all right, so this lake is a feeder for this irrigation system. Um, as you can see, I don't know if you've ever seen these. Some people have, and some people hadn't. But it's the big arms that swing across the field and water the crops. So this particular lake, it's got a fence around it too. That's there's a cattle pasture here. So there's a beaver dam in this spillway right now, and so it's got the water pushed way up over the bank. So right now, if you can follow my cursor on the screen, the water is actually up about right here. So in my first video that I have where I'm talking about fishing after a cold front, I was right here is where I was fishing at right here. But the water is so backed up from that beaver dam that it's actually way out here. So this whole area right here is submerged except for the tree line that the original bank is on. So right now these trees are bare and there's some spots where you can cast in there. But really, I mean, counting that and the area that's fenced off, you've really only got about 20 or 30%, not even that much, probably 20, 25% of the lake is fishable. And this right here is the pump that they use to pull the water out, and the pipe runs over here to the irrigation system. But this is a pretty large lake. I'm not exactly sure how big it is, but I know from bank to bank, it's probably, let's see here, it says it's 366 feet. So you're looking at a little over 100 yards on the width of the banks, and it is so pretty over there, Paul, man. You've got like when I was fishing over there in my last duel, I started out over here, and I worked my way over here to this part of the dam, and all this stuff right here is underwater, submerged, and I was like, man, if I could get over there to them trees. The trees is where I want to go to, and back here in the back, you see this timber right here. All that is in the water right now, and man, I guarantee you the big mamas are hiding off in there. But I haven't ventured past this far because, like I said, the water's backed up, and it's hard to get in there unless you've got rubber boots or waders, a small boat. Yes, definitely flipping, man. I'd be over there flipping the whole time. I wouldn't get out of there. So yeah, if I can find me a little small boat before the spring's over with, because I mean, once spring is over, I really don't want to. Like I said, I don't want to fish this hole too much. I'm only going to fish it during the duels because, I mean, this is going to be a great lake when it comes spring. Oh my goodness, when the spawn hits, there's already some big fish in there, but they're going to be even bigger. And I've got to get out here now. Of course, this is the deepest part of the lake right here. But I want to get over here in this corner. I'd like to fish this little point here and this one here too. I just can't get over there to it. So that's definitely next on the agenda. Getting a small boat, kayak, something to get out there. It'd be really nice if I had if there was a way to get my boat in there. That would be great, but that's not going to happen. But we've got our local lake, public state lake is fixing to open back up. That is actually opening up. Let's see. So today's the 24th. We've got 7 days, 8 days until that lake opens back up. Let me pull that up real quick. I'm not afraid to show that because it's public knowledge. Yep, marketplace. My luck is like you said. I find it, check about it, gone. You got to be quick. People jump in there really quick. So this is the lake that I'm talking about opening up. It's the DeKalb County Public Lake. It's a man-made lake that the state of Alabama built in the late 60s, early 70s. It's 130, 125, something like that, 125, 130 acres. It's got a lot of man-made. Of course, it's a man-made lake, so it's got a lot of man-made points in it. It's got 2 boat ramps. This is a fishing pier that's on the backside of the lake. They drained this lake in 2014, closed it down for a couple of years, cleaned up the bottom, added these little man-made points here, here, and here. These all extend out 50, 60 yards out into the lake. The lake averages about 10, 15 feet deep. Back over here toward the dam side of the lake, you've got another big covered fishing pier, the main boat ramp. Got your bait and tackle shop. You got your dam and a spillway here. Now, the lake fishes. It fishes different than any of the rivers and lakes traditionally in North Alabama. Mainly, I say it's different because there's no current in this lake whatsoever, unless the wind's blowing and you get some surface current, or if there's a lot of water and it's running down the spillway, you'll get a little bit of current, like right here around the spillway. I mean, you're not going to get a lot of current. Like if you take your boat over, it's probably not going to even pull on you unless you was back over here and it's really, really too shallow to get in there. But I don't know if you can tell, because this looks like this Google image is during the fall of the year or real early spring, because the hardwood trees don't have any leaves on them, but there's big patches of grass. Like here's a grass patch here. There's a grass patch here. You really don't. I mean, most of the time when I launch my boat and I get back in the boat, I just drop the trolling motor and start fishing. I like to fish this point here. There's a big brush pile down here, about right here off this point. There's a brush pile there. I like to hit the points because there's grass off the points, and it fishes a lot different than like say the Tennessee River or any other rivers in Alabama, because number one, there's no current, number one. Number two, it's heavily pressured. These fish have probably seen every lure known, every lure made, they've seen it. But you've got some grass and you've got some laydowns to fish. These coves, there's some fish attractors in here. You got some laydowns, and some places they have went and they have cut down trees to make laydowns. But there's several brush piles in here. So there's a tree cut down. There's one cut down. There's one. These coves, I mean, I've caught some fish in here before. The funniest thing is, I don't know if you can really tell right here, but this is the main highway. There's a pond, pretty good sized pond right here. And that pond spillway runs this way and comes back down and goes under the highway. Well, that spillway and the runoff of the highway comes down and forms a little creek that comes down here and empties into the lake. And so there's a bunch of chunk rock, riprap, and stuff they put right there to kind of mitigate any runoff. But as you can tell, like right here, there's a sandbar. And what has happened over the years, 50-something years, the water has come down through there, and the silt and everything has kind of built up a little sandbar right there. So one day, I thought, well, I'm going to go back in there because you can hear the water running, and it's just a little small. It's a small area, not even this, like 2 feet wide, right there where my cursor is. I flipped a jig in there, 1/2-ounce jig with a Reaction Innovation Sweet Beaver, Cali 420 color. Flipped it in there. First bite, I felt something. Boop, boop, felt it pick it. Couldn't set the hook. I threw it back in there the second time, same thing. Just a little peck. Just couldn't get him to take it. Threw it back in there the third time. It's like a 12-inch bass. He was sitting. There was a little eddy created by the little bitty tiny waterfall, this wide, probably maybe a foot and a half deep. But he was sitting right there in that eddy, but behind the waterfall, just sitting there. And I flipped that jig in there and he nailed it. So I went back in there the next time I went there and fished and caught another fish right there. And see, this area right here is shallow. It's only like maybe 1.5 feet, maybe a foot deep when the water's up. And so my boat floats real shallow. So I got back in there and kind of wedged myself against that sandbar, and I was just flipping that little creek and was catching little bass left and right. There's definitely some giants in here. I would not be surprised if a double-digit lunker is caught. 10 to 12 pounds. Who we got here? Get out of here, Ahmed. You're out of here. So, yeah, that is my. I got to get off of this. All right, so that's my little rundown. I got off on the late tangent there, so kind of got off the topic of my live discussion. But hey, it happens from time to time. But I've definitely got some big things planned for this spring. As far as content wise, I want to get some more content. I've got some really good plans for filming. I'm going to do a lot more boat fishing, probably after my daughter's sports stuff is over with. It's our senior year. We're going to be. We're still not done with basketball. We still got another month of basketball. And then we're jumping right into softball. Like a week after that, we jump right into softball. So can I break it late? Yeah, I'll break it down. I don't care to break one down. I think I've done a few spots that I know where I'm fishing, but I'll definitely have to do some late breakdowns. That and I want to collab with some of my local guys. When I say local, some of my Alabama folks, and maybe take a trip up to North Carolina sometime and get up with you, Paul Man, and First Time Fishing Adventures and Backlash and that whole crew, and might even get you guys to take me to the banks and fish over and get some of that saltwater action. I'm not a big saltwater guy. I haven't fished saltwater in probably 15 years, but yeah, a little road trip, make a weekend road trip, travel some, but yeah, definitely got stuff like that planned. Some lake breakdowns, river breakdowns. I want to do some how-to videos, and just I want to grow. Maybe even fish for catfish a time or two. I'm not a fan of catfish whatsoever. Don't like them. I don't even like eating them. Every once in a while, I like them. But maybe do some catfishing or some drift fishing below the dams, because I've got TVA dams all over the place. So anyway, definitely got a lot of big things in store. I'm hoping it works out. If it don't, it don't. But we're gonna try it anyway. And oh yeah, I was telling somebody earlier that Matter of fact, let me pull up my biggest fish, my biggest catfish to date. And the only reason it is my biggest catfish is because I caught this catfish on a, let's see here. I caught this catfish on a rattle trap. Whoop, I drew a box. Didn't mean to do that. I messed up big time. Okay. I will not do that again, I promise. But I caught that catfish on a craw-colored rattle trap. That's the rattle trap in the bottom of the boat. I didn't have a scale or a measuring tape back then, so I just stuck that rod down there to measure that catfish. So that was the biggest catfish I ever caught, and I caught it on a rattle trap, about 4 foot of water. But yeah, I just don't target them. I don't target catfish. They put up a good fight, but all my stuff's I'm rigged for bass. Now crappie, I love crappie fishing, and I've got a couple of crappie setups. I just hadn't been, so I'd like to maybe do some crappie fishing and do some bluegill fishing. But mainly I'm after bass, man. That's just what I like to target. So definitely got to get some more video content going after this sports season's over with. Definitely have some more time to film and doing some more. I can't wait to get back out there and get some more content going. That's me. Every time I've been crappie fishing, I've caught bass. Crappie fishing in a pond, bass. Crappie fishing in a crappie hole, bass. That's what it is, So definitely appreciate you stopping by. Appreciate everybody stopping in and saying hey and conversation. Just thanks everybody for taking time out, listening to me ramble, and definitely going to try to get a schedule going to do these lives every once in a while. Hopefully after our busy schedule calms down a little bit, I'll be able to do more, because like I said, we got a basketball game tomorrow night that is down in Birmingham, so it's about 2 hours one way from here. So definitely won't be on any tomorrow night. It'll probably be about 10 o'clock before I get home. But that's winding down, and like I said, I got some plans. I'm hoping they work out. But if they don't, they don't. I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. So have a good evening, everybody. Appreciate it. And I will see you guys next time. Have a good one. Thanks.